bad boy. Out of winter, he would be at his deadliest, that fella now. This is one of the more deadly snakes in this country. Get up close to him. He's starting to get a little bit hostile. He's flattening his neck out. Here's a bad one. He can come back along the length of his body a lot quicker than he can go the other way. Here's a bad one. I'll just let him get going. You've always got to be careful because you never know what's actually right there in front of you around the water as well. That's the second one I've seen in 2 days. He's a bit hotter, this fella. Plenty of tracks on the road. See where he's going along the drag. Had to happen. Plenty of tracks on the line. We've got our first dog right here. Very good. Yeah, we've changed to a second property. The first property that we're on, we've still got about 30 traps set, but it's been, yeah, very, very hard. There's only a couple of dogs there by the look of it. We've caught one over there, so come straight over. I've set 19 or 20 traps here now, and first night with traps in the ground, and we've got our first dog, so good result. Here we go again. This is morning 7, and it's been a very, very tight run so far. This is one of the toughest trapping projects I've done. Lovely property, lovely people. Yeah, it's a great place to be. What can be more Aussie than that? Mob of kangaroos eating your green feed. You go into all the trouble of planting so that you can make a quid out of this country. And yeah, the roos are in the green feed. Anybody that's been through this country long enough will know that there's not a time when there's just no dogs there. There's times when there's less dogs on a property, and that can change literally overnight. You can go one day from having hardly a track around the property, and the next day there's tracks everywhere. We went out and checked the line here last night, and I wouldn't say there's tracks everywhere, but I reckon I've got tracks of 4 or 5 dogs coming on this line. Oh, and a mob of pigs up here, look at this. Just beat us through off the feed there. So what I said to the landowner this morning was, I'm going to stop the clock on this one. We're just going to just go around, check the traps, drive past, not do anything, change scents, change trap sites, not do anything for a few days. Just let things catch up. I think what we're going to see is that the dogs will start to fall soon. I think we'll go from having, I've only got 2 dogs down so far, 2 dogs down on that. This is cleaning up after our 7th night. Only 2 dogs down. Something's not working right, but I think things are going to change. So let's just settle back a little bit and let nature take its course. I think the traps are all good, all the sites are good. The cattle aren't wrecking them anymore. There's you sort of go through that stage where I know what it's like in other countries so much, but you go through that stage here where every bandicoot, every cow, every bird wants to wreck your traps, and then it seems to settle down. You seem to change them and improve them, put them in the right place, and it's comfortable. You've got your sinks in the right place. We've done our drags along the road, so we put scent on the road, and I think everything is stacking up pretty good. So just, yeah, I think things are going to change. Well, we're working on the second property. We've got good dog tracks on the road here now, but they seem to be very hawky. They don't want to commit. They don't want to come in on any trap. So I'm going to use some chicken feathers here today and just put a little bit of my curiosity to make them maybe come a little bit closer and commit themselves to going in to the trap so we can catch them. Wherever it's done. Okay, we've just arrived at the trap site here, and this is a good example of when you realise you've got a problem with a dog. I reckon there's at least 2 dogs, maybe 3 here. And we've got a trap scratcher. You can see how they've come along where the drag mark is. They've come along here, but they've also been over on this pad over here, working through. This track's going that way. This track's going this way. There's 2 different types of tracks there. This track coming that way. Okay, and my trap set is over here because I've had to put it off the road because so many cattle coming through. So I had to put it off the road. When I get here, there's the edge of the pan. You see where the dog has scratched it. It's come in here and scratched it. I'll put that back across it like that. Not fairly obvious. Something's happened there. Let him scratch that one. And then we'll do another one over here. Yeah, quite obvious. You can have a scratch of that one. There won't be anything there. I'll fill this one in. Fill this one in here with some of that dirt. What we'll do is we'll shift the trap set. We'll shift the stepping stick. I'll shift the stepping stick to make it look like it's here. So if it scratches that out of the road and can't find anything, the trap's actually further away. Why even put that back a bit there like that? Let it scratch that and hopefully step over. Okay, we've got some of Judy's Araucana feathers. And let's put those in here. See that there's something died there. And the dog has come right in here. This track there. And it scratched and it scratched and it scratched until it scratched the trap out. Scratched here, there. What happens is we've got well-meaning fellas that'll come along and they'll try to trap a few dogs. And they'll go and set a few traps. But then they won't check them every day. They'll sit them out there and the traps will be half dug out, or they'll catch a dog and that dog will be in the trap there for a few days before they get around to coming back and checking it. And what they do is they educate all the other dogs in the area. Some of them, when they've seen their mates caught right in front of their eyes,
and then they've seen those traps half set and half out of the ground and left be, they get to know exactly what you're doing. They know what to expect that's in the ground. So when you come along and you try and do the job for the landowners like this, yes, you're up against a really, really tough animal to try and catch. So we're just going to have to be smarter than these ones now. Okay, so what I've done here now is I've brought the trap out probably about another 15, 20 centimetres closer than where it was set. And I've put it in and just made it look as much like natural ground as I could. I put the actual stepping stick on the other side of the trap, and I've got an old pan off one of my whack traps. I replaced the pans on them with the bobcat pans, and I've got some of the round pans still left. So I've put this in the ground, just right on top of the ground so it's visible. So I've got the stepping stick and the pan sitting on top of the ground for that dog to come along and say, right, there is the trap. I want it to come in and try to scratch it out, not scratch anywhere else. If it stands this side of the stepping stick, we've got it. It's been a hard few days. We've had dogs scratching out the traps, and yeah, we just kept doing what we do. And things have changed here, big mature bitch. Yeah, back foot catch. And she's got milk, but she's not, yeah, she hasn't got a little pup. She's got pretty well grown pups by the look of that. Yeah, bit of age on her. Good result. What are you looking at? If only you knew I was trying to help you. Just a very basic set. I had a little bit of rag up in the tree there with a bit of urine on it, and a little bit of scat on the bottom of the tree, and did the job. That's 3 so far, for just on a week, and 3 bitches. So still a good result, but slower than what I normally do, but I think things are about to change. I hope they are anyway. This is interesting here. This is a gateway that I pull up at and take a leak each time I come through, because there's been no sign here. And look at this today. What we've got here is a dog has come through and just scratched right beside the gate post. Scratched and marked on this tuft of grass probably. Yeah, so where does it come from? Yeah, if that dog didn't just thumb his nose at me, I don't know what else to call it actually. Yeah, you got me, Literally pull up, take a leak here at this gateway because I'm well away from where I thought anything was coming through. Just goes to show. Down here now to the next bore. And we've got one trap here. Come in slow because the cattle are all looking one direction. They're all standing here looking out. It's either the water trough or we might have a dog. Yep, we have. At last. It's been tough going, I tell you. We do have a dog in this set. Missed the previous 3, and it looks like I've got a big male dog, I think. Big old male, I think. Right, let's get this dog shot. Yeah, actually, male dog. Yeah. Got a bit of age on him. Probably 3 or 4 year old dog. Big white socks. Yeah, taken right in a gateway. On the way over to the lick troughs and the water trough here. Cattle going through here the whole time, and it was a very simple set. I just put the trap in between these 2 trees and hoped that because the cattle were coming in here pretty hard to go to water, that they wouldn't, you know, pull up and worry this trap too much. And it's actually worked, which is, yeah, it's something interesting that looks like I missed this dog on 3 previous traps, and got him on this one. Very simple set. They'll kiss principle. Keep it simple. Stupid, I should say. Silly. Definitely not sexy. Stubborn. Yep.